This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
Looking for trouble in paradise as Eric ducks out of harm's way, catches him with the right hand. And now the Creed brothers blast through Eric.
Oh, Ivar blast through the Creed brothers.
Yeah, didn't get all of it.
Welcome to Didn't Get All of It on a very special July 4th edition. We all love today. Joining me on this podcast is the rest of the Fatal Four, including Kody.
We do love this day. I, for one, am very proud of today, and I would love to give a shout out and a very, very happy birthday to Post Malone.
Also joining us is Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yeah, big, beautiful 4th of July and a big, beautiful happy birthday to Post Malone.
And the B stands for big and beautiful. It's B-Rob.
Happy 249th birthday, America. Coincidentally, what America was founded in 1776. A year prior, in 1775. No, you shut your horse mouth. 1775, the Marine Corps was established. So I don't think it's a coincidence that you had us established a year prior and then we gained our independence. So you're welcome. Twice.
Hold on. The Marines are older than America?
Correct.
That's crazy. Thank you,
But
John.
you don't know how this shit works. I'm Paul Griffin, and the only big, beautiful bill I like is Goldberg. So, with that all being said, we got a podcast to talk about all the stuff that happened in the last week of wrestling. Doesn't it feel like an eternity since we did this show, even though we were here last week?
And the other day.
Yeah, and the other day. So, we're talking Night of Champions. There's some news, not a ton. Some stuff on Raw, some stuff on AEW. And later, we're going to take some of your questions. How about that? We never do that. We're going to do that this week. But first, should we get into anything? The news, maybe?
The nudes?
The little of it that there is.
There's not much. Nothing's happening.
Do we want to talk about... Yeah, go ahead, Kody.
You guys hear that Beast Mortos is dating Mercedes Moné?
Yes.
I did hear
Didn't know that.
News, though?
That's crazy.
This has been going on for a hot minute.
Beast Mortos is dating Mercedes?
You don't know what he looks like under that mask?
Roman.
Is that what he looks like?
Yeah, he looks very similar to Roman Reigns.
Hang on. Bees more toes.
Maybe that's where Roman Reigns is.
Oh, he's just main
He works
eventing
both
Dynamite?
companies. Yeah. No one knows.
Oh my god. Eat your heart out, Rick Rude. That's crazy.
Oh my god, he does kind of look like...
I told you.
You can only see the bottom half of his face, but... Crap damn.
Interesting. Anyway, is there any real news? I don't know. We can talk about Cody Rhodes has officially been cast as Guile.
Oh, so it's official
in the live action Street Fighter movie.
So is it?
Deadline.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Because it was rumored before. Now, all right.
This is
He's in
perfect
it.
casting.
It's a WWE movie.
Yeah, him and Roman are both
Shaping up to be.
Those two are just destined to fight forever, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's also...
forever.
Yeah, they have to come to blows at some point during
Yeah.
this, which they could, because Akuma is a heel
Matata.
basically, and and Guile is a face.
All right. So I can see it with Cody because he already got the blonde hair. He kind of got the head shape. They'll just add a little more wig to it or whatever. But I want to see Roman with the red or fuchsia like hair. I want to know what that visual is going to look like.
Yeah. Well, also that's the thing about Roman, right? Is that like his acting capabilities are questionable, but the
You
thing
don't
about
think
Akuma,
him looking at the
He
camera in
doesn't
weird
speak
ways?
much.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the thing about Akuma is that he doesn't really talk much. They can just animate the dark Hado around him, and he can just smolder at the camera. And Roman's really good at smoldering. So
He got the smolder down pat.
Yeah. And then as far as Kody goes, I don't know. He can be bombastic. I don't really know what his acting capabilities are like, but
he's pretty decent. I mean, he's been on multiple episodes of Arrow and just a whole bunch of hodgepodge of different things.
Yeah.
I think he was on Smallville.
He was not on Smallville. Smallville ended like before Kody was even in wrestling.
So I'm confusing that with Arrow then, because he didn't. Yeah, because it's all CW shit, right?
Yeah. Was he on Supergirl?
This is on the shit.
Hey man, your favorite show is on CW.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is. NXT, baby.
You want to know why NXT's not in our note this week?
Because you like
I didn't watch it. And I didn't see anybody talking about it on the information superhighway.
I did.
You did? Where'd you see that? Oh, Facebook. That's right.
Yeah. Right on your profile.
I don't do Facebook.
I've seen it.
So I don't know anything about Street Fighter. I don't think I've ever played. Wait.
Never played Street Fighter?
Street Fighter versus Capcom versus Marvel. That has Street Fighter characters, right?
Yeah, it's got Ryu.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if any of them have Guile, but
does that count?
Definitely Ryu.
Street Fighter is the bad one, right?
What are you talking about?
We all like the Mortal Kombats and the...
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's better.
What's the one with the titties? Dead or Alive? Beach volleyball?
Yeah.
Yep. The three fighting games. They
made
made that movie. And
it was very bad. Very bad.
Let's try again.
I think we should stop making those.
If you want to stop making bad movies, then you guys won't have any Jurassic Parks to go see.
It's true.
Yeah. What about Dragon Ball Evolution?
Is that the live action Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
Yes.
The best thing that came out of that is the video that someone edited together of Goku just sliding his head across the car again and again and again.
We made horrible shit. Still are, but like back then, that was very bad.
No one knew what anime was back then, so they were really just trying their best.
They just bought IPs and threw things together.
Yeah.
Blood Rain. You remember that?
I mean, was that an Uwe Boll?
What?
Uwe Boll, the director? Guy who makes like dog shit.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Manu Bowl.
That's what I thought.
No. I don't know directors' names. I just know bad movies.
That you do. You've got a ton of them on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
What you guys remember Killer Instinct? Did anybody else play that game?
Animal Breaker.
Yeah, they revived it, but like I don't
Did
know
they?
how. Yeah, they got a more modern version of it, but I don't.
Iron Galaxies.
What if they did? What if they did an Animorphs movie that was secretly a Killer Instinct movie?
Fuck yeah!
What?
Like these high school kids are just having some drama for the first 30 minutes, and they all transform into animals, and they start a fight club.
Well, that's Bloody Roar.
I got good movie ideas, and at the end, Vin Diesel can show up.
So hang on, they need to make a Bloody Roar movie.
Oh yeah, I remember.
That's what they need to do.
Fighting Vipers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember Fighting Vipers?
Eternal Champions. I think they are making an Eternal Champions movie. Actually, I think that's a real thing.
Like, hold on. I must view this with my
Sega
eyeballs.
put out like a whole docket of like, we want to make these IPs into movies, and it was like Eternal Champions and Shinobi.
Yeah,
I did. Crazy Taxi, I think, was on that list.
Oh,
what?
They already
Taxi.
Look, first of all, they already did Crazy Taxi. It's a movie called Taxi with Queen Latifah and that dude that what's the dude that? Yeah, there you go. That's Crazy Taxi.
If you guys want to talk about video games, start a video game podcast. We got more news.
We do. Darby Allin, you guys remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he climbed Mount Everest, and then now he's going to appear on television again. But it's not AEW, unfortunately. It's Discovery Shark Week.
So the story now is that they're just waiting for Shark Week to be over to put the title on him, right?
Hopefully.
Darby is going to jump the shark.
I don't think Darby wants
literally
to
and figuratively
wrestle anymore.
I don't think his body wants him to wrestle anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing about him too, right? Because like, didn't he say he don't believe in like pain meds and shit? So maybe he's really trying to heal himself.
I mean, you don't have to believe in them to use them. They exist. You can just go look at them. They are there. You how can you not believe in them? They exist. They're real things.
You didn't clap hard enough.
Crossover stuff with Warner Brothers Media and things like that. All the Superman tie-ins that AEW's been doing too. Mm-hmm. It's cool. More eyeballs on wrestling is always fun. I don't care about Shark Week. I remember when that was like the thing on the internet 10 years ago, along with bacon and narwhals or whatever. But I really couldn't care less.
God, Shark Week is so lame. Every once in a while, like it comes along and someone's like, "Yeah, Shark Week" on Instagram. Like they're still on the internet 10 years ago. You're like, you don't do anything.
Like, what even happens during Shark Week?
You watch sharks swim around, and they're like spooky. Also,
like,
hear me out.
Like, what's the new Shark Week content?
Here's a take. Fuck sharks. I don't like those things.
What?
Get them out of here. They're mean.
Get them out of here.
They're always eating people's legs when the summertime comes along.
Yeah, then they have to close the beach, but the mayor doesn't want to. And you have to get a big boat to go hunt it down, but you might need a bigger boat.
I think my favorite thing about being a generic news Today Show viewer is that every week is the same, but you know it's almost summertime when shark bites are on the rise. What's happening? It's like, yeah, people are going to the beach. What the fuck is this news story? It's like all those stories go away in the winter, but anytime there's a holiday, it's going to be the busiest travel week in history.
Okay, Mrs. B. Rob just texted me something absurd.
Uh-oh. Is it a shark?
Yeah, probably. Keegan Michael Key. Anybody know who that is?
Yeah.
Heard of him.
One of her coworkers called me that. I guess I look like him.
What?
I don't
think that's true.
I
think that coworker
you're bald like him.
Yeah, I'm bald. Got a little beard action going, but nah, I don't
now
see
you
it.
just look like every bald beard boy.
I don't really see you as someone who could voice Toad from Super Mario Brothers.
Nah, I don't think I have that
ribbit?
range.
A what?
A ribbit. That's what
a ribbit?
They go ribbit.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, when you think about anything, they need Toad Week just for you to learn about frogs.
Paul, by far, that's the most Caucasian thing you've ever seen.
Oh, I doubt that.
Just give it time, I guess, right?
I doubt that. Whatever.
Speaking of Caucasians, Kody, you got more news? Oh, he's glizzing. Sorry.
Cody's probably regretting the 4 wieners he ate before the show.
I think so.
That is all the news, though. So when we come back, we're going to talk about a ton of wrestling because Night of Champions happened, and Raw happened, and AEW happened, and we're going to talk all about that right after this break.
Welcome back to Didn't Get All of It. And we're going to talk about Night of Champions. Did anybody watch that?
I did.
I did as well. Not live because even though it was on at my favorite time of day to watch pro wrestling in the afternoon.
Early.
I was busy playing Pokemon Go because it was Global Go Fest.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out doing that, and that was over at 6. So then I came home and ordered me some Buffalo Wild Wings and watched the replay.
Yeah, I just have brief. Yeah, I just have a whole bunch of brief notes on each match.
I liked it.
I don't even have that.
It opened up with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton in the finals of the men's King of the Ring tournament.
Orton is tan like a hot dog.
Yeah,
not like the hot dogs Cody ate.
I know.
I thought this was really good. This was a really good match. It kind of started off slow, but
Yeah,
they hooked me by
as they do.
like the middle and end part. Like I think as soon as Orton hit the first RKO, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
They
liked
had some
that it
great
started
false
off like
finishes.
they're
3
pals,
of them.
they're having a match, and then it turned into, all right, we have to win this match. So they, like, Cody started working heel.
Right.
It was good. It was
Orton
quite
was-
enjoyable.
So
Orton was contemplating the punt.
yeah. So like Orton took 3 different variations of a cutter from Cody, and 2 crossroads before he got put down, or maybe 3.
I think it was only 2.
Yeah.
The 2, yeah, all right, yeah. So it was. So wait a minute. He did a springboard cutter, then he did the mega springboard cutter, then he did 2 crossroads to put Orton down, and Orton did 2 RKOs?
I think so.
Yeah. He had the one that he caught him in midair.
Yeah,
Which,
we knew that
we
was
all-
going to
It
happen.
was going to happen, but
Yeah.
like,
And
it looks sick as fuck. It always does.
Anytime someone has a springboard, anything, they're going to catch that RKO.
So my question is, for next year, do you think, because Orton was in the finals of last year's tournament too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Orton wins next year?
I hope not. I don't like
Is Orton just going to be in the finals every single time
Like,
and not win?
King of the Ring to me is you should establish a new guy. This was very much a path to Cody getting a title shot, which is fine. I want Cody to get a title shot, but I would rather King of the Ring be like, hey, we've picked a guy we're going to elevate.
And then I would like King of the Ring to be separate from Night of Champions. I want Night of Champions to be like that fever dream that we had once before, to where they had each champion from each brand fight each other. And they had that curse.
That was Survivor
That's
Series.
Survivor Series. That's the one night a year where superstars from Raw and SmackDown go head to head in direct
I
competition.
thought they tried that with Night of Champions, and that's when we were supposed to get the cursed Jinder Mahal and Brock
No,
Lesnar.
that was Survivor Series.
All right. So
You might be confused because one year at Night of Champions, I think they did King Booker versus
Not
John
that far
Cena versus
back.
Bobby Lashley.
Not that far back.
Man, that sounds like fucking shit.
I think, or at least I think that was the match. It was like the Raw, SmackDown, and ECW champions had a triple threat at a Night of Champions one year. But no, it's always been Survivor Series that did that. Night of Champions was always just like all the titles are on the line.
Yeah.
Which is not really different from any other pay-per-view, right?
I mean, very rarely does like the U.S. title actually make it on the.
SmackDown has tag titles, but you'd never know if you only watch pay-per-views.
Quick, gun to your head, Noah. Who's the champions?
Motor City Machine Guns.
That's wrong. You're dead.
You're dead. Your
Wait.
brains is on the ceiling.
Is it still DIY?
No.
No.
Oh, it's the Street Profits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Goddamn, Noah.
I haven't watched SmackDown in so long.
It's so good. They faced the Wyatts last week.
Ooh, oh, yeah, I do need to see it for that.
For spooky
That is
reasons,
a
you
draw
need
for
to see
me.
it.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Well,
I can't
Cody
believe they were
is-
kept off TV for so long because Bo Dallas had an injury. Dude sat in a chair the whole fucking time.
Yeah, and he still sat in the chair, right?
Yeah, he didn't do shit. They didn't need him.
yeah, that is true.
So sad.
Well, Cody's going to SummerSlam. He's the number one contender. He cut a promo afterwards that was very like, I don't know. It was a little inside baseball for me, but he was like, I hear you guys, because he's starting to get a little smatter of boos
Yeah.
from crowds, and he was like, I hear you, but I need my title back. Basically,
He had to do damage
good.
control.
they're not around anymore.
Yeah, they are.
Unfortunately.
Just separate.
Nope, not Dakota.
Yeah. You could do
So
that.
sad.
And then we got
Dakota
our
and
first
Bailey
women-
and Becky would be so much better than Lyra.
What the hell? Goddamn, you blowing up my speakers, man.
I don't.
Dakota
I
and Bailey
don't
were
agree.
friends.
I think Lyra's a better worker, though. I think that match.
I don't care. I'm talking about story.
The story's good.
It's fine.
Anyway, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez happened on the show also.
I found this to be okay.
Yeah.
I thought it
Really?
was very plunder heavy.
It was, but it was
It's
fun.
a plunder match.
I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
It's probably the best Raquel Rodriguez match I've ever seen.
You
She's
haven't
not
seen
as
the
bad as
other
people
one?
give. She's not as bad as people portray her as.
Yeah.
Her,
They had-
her
Let's
and,
not forget those tag title matches that she and Liv had to close out of a couple Raws were fucking great.
Yeah. True.
yeah.
She's very capable.
Then her and Rhea in NXT was fun.
Yes, like the last woman standing match that saw Rhea go to the main roster after that. That's a excellent match.
Well, they did some cool kendo stick spots.
Yeah, I
Which
don't
was
like
probably
that.
probably a little easier with the bodysuit. TBH.
Maybe, yeah, probably stuff an extra couple shirts in there.
Are we really going to have a women's Royal Rumble with them dressed like that?
What? That's the rumor?
It's not the rumor. They announced it on the show.
Oh, they did?
Royal
Oh, I
Rumble.
didn't see that because I
Royal
skipped.
Rumble 2026 is in Saudi Arabia.
Oh no,
Yep.
the Royalist Rumble.
Can we get a little more progress before then so they can wear the clothes that everyone who's like, let's be real. The people there watch the product. They know what these people look like when they're not covered in trash bags.
They're going to do the Royalist Rumble. Oh man,
Yeah.
We just need a little more progress.
Anyway, I really like this match. I put it on my women's match of the year list. Honestly, I thought there were some great spots. Rhea got caught doing like a senton and got powerbombed through the top of the table. I thought that was cool. The finish was fantastic with the
the
table
super
set up in the
riptide.
corner and the super riptide. I don't know. I was not interested in this at all, and I ended up thinking it was one of the best matches of the night.
This is redemption for me for what Cody thought was the worst match of last year.
Rhea and Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sucked, but this was good. This was very good.
And then like the run in with Roxy. Yeah, I said she looked like mini Rhea Ripley and shit because their outfit was similar.
They got similar vibe.
What was next? Was it Sammy and
Solo.
The year of Cross.
yeah?
I don't know.
Sammy
Right.
We don't have to. We have to do this in order. Who cares?
Okay. Well,
I thought Sammy and Cross was a very good TV match.
He took a bump.
yeah, it was a fine Raw match.
The bullshit about him not bumping is so funny because what? Because the one match with Lindsay Dorado, you think this guy's going to go out there and do anything on main event? Shut up.
That's not who he wrestled.
Who did he wrestle?
It was the other one.
The other one.
Not the
I think it was
Zima
Lindsay
Ion.
Dorado. Because they just added Lindsay to that, even though he doesn't work there, or maybe he does.
I did see Cross was asked about those rumors, and he was like, obviously was like, it's ridiculous. And he did say that people backstage were telling him that he should go out there against Sammy and sell like Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam 05, which I think he really should have. Or the other idea that was pitched to him was don't take a single back bump the entire match. But
lean into it. That would have been so great.
yeah, but he was like, no, I'm going to be a professional. These people paid tickets to see me wrestle. Like, I'm going to go out there and have a match. And he sure did. It was fine. I don't really remember anything about it, but
I didn't like Sammy winning, but I liked it. But it seems like they're keeping this going because he beat up Sammy with a lead pipe on Raw. And then Sammy wrestled a main event just fine.
It'd be like this.
Speaking of keeping things going, fucking bloodline that never ends. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States title.
This sucked. This absolutely sucked.
On my friend.
Yeah.
Some people started watching it, not knowing what it was. Oh. Yeah, I don't remember that song.
Yeah, I would prefer if you stopped.
But this is the match that doesn't end.
No, we'll get to that later. Yeah, this sucked. The amount that Fatu had to sell for Solo is insulting.
Yeah.
Considering how this character was brought in at one point. And then Atama and Atanga and Aloha, all these people showed up. I guess it was Hikuleo. I don't know because they said that's Tama Tonga's brother. And I'm like, the one that was injured? Like, I did not know if this guy was new or not because they wouldn't name him.
Yeah, I don't think it was one of those. It seemed like a Ricky Saint situation, or he just legitimately got confused.
I'm really sick of this trend in WWE lately where they debut someone and they don't fucking name them. It's absurd. Like, Mariah May walked out and they never said Mariah May's name when she came out. They never said Ricky Stark's name when he came out. They never said this guy's name. They did say Jeff Cobb, but like once, and then they very like conspicuously did not say his name or a name for the rest of his debut. And it's just fucking stupid. Like, decide on these people's names before they debut and then just say them. Like, I would much rather have like, oh my God, that's JC Mateo. And instead of just like,
we know who that is. Nope. Don't. We fucking don't. Tell me.
It's the artist formerly known as Hikaleo.
Dude looks like Shanky.
I told you.
Anyway, he'll be injured. They'll pull up another one from somewhere.
Yeah, but Solo
won the title. That stinks.
I knew that was going to happen. I didn't like it.
This sucks because now it's like, where do we go from here? Like, what is it? Are there more? Are there more of these guys that they're going to just dig up, or like, are they going to reunite the Usos and team Fatu?
There's still one possible floating out there.
Zilla.
Yep,
the one named after Zillow.com.
Yep.
Don't care.
At least it's not Juicy Fatu.
Who's that? That's not real. That can't be a real person.
Look him up.
No.
Juicy Fatu?
I'll wait till he debuts and they call him Fat Ass Fatu.
I'm Googling Juicy Fatu.
That's what I call...
this is how you get you to look up something like a blue waffle.
No, that's what I call Trinity.
Oh, I know this guy. Doesn't he host the Japanese podcast with you?
Oh, no. No, it's not Will Housel, but I see what you're saying.
That's absolutely Will Housel.
Yeah! Noah, look at him.
I'm looking.
Oh, no. Why did you do Will like that?
I can't believe this happened because of the teacher.
Because he's a Jets fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's why. Also the same face.
He got mad because I called him a Philadelphian.
What's he supposed to be?
He from New Jersey.
I don't care.
Shout out Will Haza. Love you.
Yeah.
All right. Bloodline stuff sucks. What else happened on the show? Fucking
Jade and
the Queen of the Ring
had a match.
This was a stinker. Not
Poor
gonna lie.
Oscar.
It put me to sleep. Literally, I watched this match and I was like, I can't stay up anymore because, like I said earlier, I didn't watch this live. I watched it later in the evening, and I was like, I got to tap out here. So I barely made it through, and then I turned it off, and I woke up the next morning and watched the main event. But Jade Cargo won.
Yeah, we knew that
about this Jade character. Shouldn't she be getting better?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she needs to be a heel, honestly. Like, I think she's miscast in this role, and I don't know.
She shows promise occasionally, but yeah, sometimes
I like Jade. I don't think she's like a horrible worker by any means, and she obviously has an incredible look and
presence,
but
and everything.
Like, go back to her TBS title run; she was much better as a heel.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you just got to give it time. They got to finish up what they're trying to do.
Time? It's been 2 years.
Hey, man, you got plenty of other shit to watch. Complain about that.
I do.
Well, do it more.
Okay.
Leave us alone.
Let's get to this main event then, because Kody loved it, but I thought this thing was a dud.
So much so that he's going to poop his pants.
The dud is ridiculous. One thing if you didn't love it, but to say it's a dud, come on. I thought these two...
It was really good up until a point, and then it got real bad real quick.
Because you don't like the overbook nonsense, which, like...
I don't like Bloodline rules. Why did Penta save... Why did anyone save this match? Like, Seth Rollins showing up should not welcome a cast of characters to get involved and then force Cena and Punk to work together briefly And like there was just too much here.
But Penta don't like them. That's why he was there.
Who cares?
Him.
It's not
That's
Penta's
why he was
business.
there. It was his business because he cared that he didn't like those people.
He says, I'm going to go out there and save John Cena's championship.
No,
I mean,
he said he wanted to go out there he went out there to beat up the other guys because he don't
John
like
Cena was about to get fucking tsunami'd, and Penta's like, don't tsunami that bad guy. I'm going to come out here.
No, he's like, I don't want you to get what you want, so I'm gonna fuck you over.
I hate it. It stinks. Keep this shit to the Roman Reigns matches.
I was a little disappointed at the shenanigans just because, like, if this really is the last time Punk and Cena are having a match, like, I want them to just have a match. But at the same time,
hard to end it on, right?
But like, it needed to progress some stories, and I genuinely liked the seeds that were planted where Cena, like, it almost seemed like he was gonna turn face, and he was like reconsidering after him and Punk kind of fought everybody off together, and they stood in the ring, and he didn't use the title belt on Punk, and I was like, okay, good, finally we're gonna get away from this heel Cena run. And then they do the hug spot, and he stares at the camera.
That shit was hilarious.
You can't
Be hugged.
It like triggers something.
Yeah, straight down the barrel of the camera. That shit was hilarious.
Like, sure, but like, it's just so disappointing because I really thought we were going to have something here. They should have just like shook hands and finished up the match, and Cena should have just won. That way you could, come back to this moment and use it as a catalyst for his babyface turn before he retires.
Still is.
I don't know. But I enjoyed everything else. There were some good false finishes, great reversals. Love the stealing of finishers, the the callbacks to old spots, the you can't see me's, the five knuckle shuffles, everything. Like it's just classic Punk and Cena. These two are like, I think they are each other's. They're Batman and Joker. Like, they're just made to do this forever.
No, they're not. Cena's done after this year.
Yeah.
Okay, but they could if they wanted to. They work so well.
Well, I thought the Seth Rollins costing Punk the match was a good way to get him out of this, because him losing clean here would not have been good. But whatever. On the Raw side, not a ton to chat about here. Some minor stuff. They set up a bunch of matches for Evolution 2. One being Rhea versus Io. They set this up by saying, I would like to fight you. I'm like, great.
This I did not like.
I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was great.
But here's the thing. Literally last week, Io Sky was talking to Asuka backstage and said, I hope you win Queen of the Ring. It's always been my dream to wrestle you.
But she didn't win, so sucks.
Okay, yeah. But then, like, she comes out and announces that she has the opportunity to pick any opponent. And you're telling me she's not going to pick the woman that she's dreamed of wrestling her entire life? And instead she's going to pick...
Yeah. Sorry, Asuka. You should have won. She dreamed of wrestling a winner.
I don't like it. Like, it's just lazy booking. It's just they couldn't figure out a story here. So they were just like...
I don't think... To me, it's...
The story before Asuka came back was these two fighting anyway.
And I think it's great that she's just like, I pick you.
I don't like it.
Wasn't there something before Mania that was similar to this?
Well, I mean, Rhea did, I think, choose to defend the title against Io before Mania. And then, obviously she lost, and that's what created the whole triple threat scenario. But
yeah, like there's a big story here. It's not bad.
Whatever. I mean, the
maybe
match
they could have told that better.
Great.
Maybe they could have had like someone be like, hey, remember when this happened? This is this happening again.
Sure.
They also added Roxanne and Raquel defending the tag titles against a team from Raw, a team from SmackDown, and a team from NXT. Not sure who those are going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I assume from Raw it'll probably be like Natalya and Maxine.
Maybe.
Ugh.
SmackDown's going to be Alexa and Charlotte probably.
That's a thing.
They're getting to that being a thing.
I don't like that.
I mean, it gets Alexa on TV, so I don't hate it. And she's not like a spooky child anymore. So, and NXT, I guess it's Sol Roku and Zarya would be my guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't watch NXT this week. They might have announced it already.
Mm-hmm.
What else did they had? They had there's a whole segment with Seth Rollins and CM Punk, and Punk going out there and chasing him off, and then LA Knight catching Seth Rollins up at the top of the ramp, and they brawled a bit. And Punk was mad at LA Knight because LA Knight and Seth, this is a match for Saturday Night's main event, and Punk is not. Okay. So some stuff.
I wish it was. Yeah, I don't know. I wish we were getting Punk and Seth at Saturday Night's main event, so we could just move on from this. But it seems to me like that's the SummerSlam match, and it's just, I don't know.
It's the bigger
kind of
match.
like it is, but I want, again, like with the Cena thing, it's like it just feels like wasted time. Like we've told the Punk and Rollins story. We can move on from it now. Like I want to see Punk do other things.
Punk gets one feud a year, and it's going to be the best one eventually.
I guess, but come on, man.
They've also planted a ton of seeds with them not telling Braun Breaker anything. And like, apparently Seth left after this, and they're like, where'd he go? And Heyman's like, he's working on Plan B. So like, there's obviously something else happening here. Maybe Hikuleo will show up and join the group. I don't know. But it sure seems like they're prepping to pull Braun Breaker out of this group quickly as a babyface.
That would be a good Mania match. Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins.
That might be the place to do it. I would do it quicker.
Yeah. Also, seeds being planted. CM Punk, when he came out to go after Rollins, Gunther was in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Gunther cut a promo on Goldberg for their match, and then Rollins came out, because he's Mr. Money in the Bank, whatever. And then Punk chased him off, and then Gunther was just standing there, and Punk kind of just like bumped shoulders with him, and they got in each other's face, and then Punk pushed Gunther on his ass.
Did they have a match at a house show, or what
they
was
did?
that?
I think they worked.
I
think they did like a cage match or something. So I was getting excited because, again, I thought, all right, let's do Punk and Rollins at Saturday Night's main event, get that over with, and then Gunther and Punk at SummerSlam.
Who faces Goldberg for the title then?
Rollins. You can cash in.
Gunther did say he was going to beat Goldberg in like record time. So, I don't know. We might be in for a treat here, folks.
So if it's Goldberg's longest match, it'll still be in record time.
Probably. Goldberg had some pretty long matches in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
True.
They were bad. Speaking of long matches that were really bad, I think Sheamus and Rusev are still wrestling.
That wasn't bad.
This was so boring and
it was
insanely long.
Nah, that was Rusev. It might have been long, but I don't think it was bad. They beat the shit out of each other. I like that shit.
They didn't, though. It's like compared to the previous Sheamus beat up guys matches, like Ludwig beat him up better. Like Bronson did it better. Ivar did it better. This is just Rusev looked bored, and I don't know. I never want to see these two wrestle again because I think I saw everything they can do.
I want to be with you, B-Rob, but the crowd was dead during this whole match.
I don't care about the crowd. I'm watching the match.
Well, this is also for nothing. So it's even harder to buy into, like, why are they fighting?
I don't know. I thought it was fine. But, I mean, yeah, I guess.
I told y'all Rusev sucks. Been on
he does.
For a long time.
He had a brief moment where it was like, he might be good. And then now he's not. He's not doing it for me. I hope they turn it around.
He needs to cut more
throw that one in
on
the
God.
Kody is always right basket.
It's a small ass basket, brother.
Yeah, so where is that basket?
It's probably
where's the basket?
It's probably where the wieners are.
Wait a minute, hold on. Was that a "Where's the Chapstick" reference in 2025 by Paul Griffin?
Says it all the time. Pretty cool. Anything worth seeing on the show, I would say, is the Judgment Day versus New Day match.
Yeah, that was fun.
This is really good. I think, first of all, the crowd was like super into Judgment Day here.
And Xavier had the legs out.
People really want to cheer for Finn. And unfortunately for a lot of people on the internet, I think JD McDonough is going to be like a wildly over babyface.
Oh, yeah.
He wrestles very excitingly.
He does.
It's going to happen.
I don't think you're necessarily wrong with the points you're making, but I do think we have to talk about just one of the biggest fumbles of all time, and that is the New Day's heel turn and title reign. Just abysmal. They had such a hot angle when they turned. Everybody was talking about it. It was making waves, and they did nothing. Zero follow-up. Like, zero. Nothing good ever happened after that moment. And they just lost the titles here unceremoniously.
I think it kind of needed more Big E involvement.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great moment. Big E. But, yeah, again, no follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we talked about it a lot last week. El Grande Americano is still around. He's not injured, but Chad Gable is. So he must be someone else. Everyone said they were the same person, but clearly not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Who could it be?
Yeah. Sorry. Poor guy. If
Sorry,
what I'm reading is true.
Speaking of Keith Lee, did he show up in AEW this week?
Unless you got into a time machine to 2021.
Or a highlight package or something. Noah, you had some thoughts on AEW, right?
I had some thoughts on AEW. I mean, they're building to All In, obviously, which is in 2 weeks. A week from this Saturday. Yeah, so as of this show being posted, like a week from tomorrow. And they're this episode, I feel like, did a lot to kind of like get more matches on that card.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, they had more of the qualifying matches for this gauntlet, which I'm pretty excited for. And those matches were good too, by the way.
Yeah.
Like one of them was like Anthony Bowens, AR Fox, Brody King, and MJF, which MJF won.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably obviously out of
and because that was on this show, right? So let's talk about that very briefly. No shenanigans.
Yeah,
kind of weird.
Yeah. The Hurt Business didn't get involved or anything, which makes sense because I don't know. I feel like makes sense because I feel like the Hurt Business is still kind of in a mode of MJF, like wanting MJF to prove himself.
Yeah,
to them. Like he's with them, obviously, but like not. Yeah, like hey, like you get figure this out yourself, man. Kind of attitude about it.
I just thought that was kind of weird for like. I mean, in the context of this Fatal 4-Way, he won clean. And it was like no outside interference whatsoever, no shenanigans, nothing. It was just like kind of weird to me, but I had a feeling he was going to win anyway.
Right. And then the other thing, I think like the most, like one of those prominent kind of like match buildings going into All In was Bandito and Paragon had a 6-man tag against Konosuke Takeshita and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
And it was after that match, which Young Bucks and Konosuke won, Swerve and Will Ospreay come out.
Yeah, because their match was next, right?
Yeah, because they were about to have a match next, but they have like a big shouting match with the Bucks, and where they basically land is Will Ospreay and Swerve want a piece of the Bucks, but the Bucks don't want to do that because they're EVPs. Then they get a rise out of not having them get what they want. But Will, with some convincing for Swerve, they came to the stipulation that if the Bucks will have a match with them at All In, and if Will and Swerve lose, then they can't challenge for the AEW World Title for a whole calendar year.
Mm-hmm. And I believe I could be wrong, but I thought I heard also like the other side of that. If they win, they get to be EVPs or some shit like that, or the Bucks lose their EVP title or some shit.
I don't remember hearing that.
I thought I heard that, but I could be totally wrong. It could have been a fever dream because I watch a lot of shit.
Sure. I think this is good stakes though, because I feel like out of everyone, like hopefully, God, hopefully Hangman wins at All In and takes the title off of Moxley.
Yeah.
And out of everyone in the company, who would want a shot at Hangman the most? Obviously Swerve. So these are good stakes. Like, Swerve needs to win this so that he can, take a proper shot at Hangman with stakes.
Yeah, and it was also established that Hangman and Mox will have a Texas death match for the title match at All In.
That's right. God, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, and
Marina Shafir in Texas.
Yeah, and Marina Shafir took a buckshot lariat.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God.
Fun stuff.
And then B-Rob, tell me what you thought of it being didn't get all of it Japan representative. What did you think of the main event of Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi?
This is the only thing that I really wanted to talk about. Also, sidebar, Mina and Monet was pretty good too.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah.
So this is probably what I think they said this was maybe their 7th match 1-on-1 together. And by far, it was not their best, but by God, it gave me all the feels, man. I loved this shit. I mean, it wasn't like super crazy. It wasn't underwhelming. It was just like right there in the sweet spot.
It felt like it was playing off of a lot of history, which, like, admittedly, I don't really know, but I could feel it in the match.
Yeah, I loved every second of it. It was just the hard hit. It felt like a New Japan match, like, for real. It was just it took me back. I was like, this usually. I mean, y'all could kind of speak to this too. Like, we watch a lot of wrestling and everything. We go through all these shows, and sometimes, you're distracted by social media. You're on your phone, significant others, pets, animals, anything, right? I was completely in the zone this whole time. I didn't look at a phone. I didn't look away. I was just locked in on this shit, and it felt good the whole fucking time. I mean, and like I said, it's not even their best match that they had together, but just the way it was done from bell to bell, I loved it. It was just...
I love that for you.
It was just fun. Hard hitting, the fucking, and most importantly, Kota Ibushi, coming back from a 2-year hiatus off of injury, and then even when he was here prior to that, leaving New Japan, making the move over to the States and everything, and just having like a lackluster showing, and just like not being totally there physically or mentally, for him to come back and do something like a match like this. Made me feel real good.
Yes. Yeah. This is easily his best match at AEW.
Yeah. You may, whoever may be listening to me gush over this, you may not feel the same way that I feel, but I would recommend going back and watch this match.
Yeah. And then speaking of love, Kenny Omega also, after Kota or, Ibushi lost to Okada, Kenny ran in to make the save. Mm-hmm. Little reuniting of the Golden Lovers.
Yes, they love each other.
Yeah,
but yeah, watch that damn match. Good shit. Oh, progress report, Kody. If he's not pooping himself, did you watch the match that you said you was going to watch?
What did I say I was going to watch?
Kenny Omega versus Tomohiro Ishii for the New Japan United States Championship.
Definitely did not.
I even tagged you on the interwebs because it came up in the memory feed.
Where did I?
Probably on X. It was on X. You probably didn't hang around there. So anyway,
no, I did not watch that. I'm sorry.
I will watch it after this with you. I will forego going to see Jurassic Park to watch that match with you. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Can we leave? Can we go on break?
Yeah.
Paul pooping his pants?
He is. Do you guys not read the notes?
Oh.
No, I was watching the match. I was watching the match again in my head.
If you liked that shit, we've got more shit coming for you. Stick around after the break. We've got some fun discussions coming up, so stay tuned.
And we're back. Everybody, except for B-Rob, has taken a poop during this show. And
No, I'm here. I'm not pooping.
You're not pooping now. Everybody except for you.
Eventually.
It comes for us all.
Folks, we're out of stuff to talk about, which means a couple things before we close this out. First, check out the Didn't Get All of It Japan anniversary show, which I appeared on, and
a wild
certain
guest.
other guest appeared on. Worth checking out. It's in both feeds. You probably saw it drop here because you should listen to it. It's great. They're celebrating their 1 year, and there's more to come. And speaking of coming more, the Didn't Get All of It Japan boys, Juicy Fatu and Kaz are dropping a Patreon exclusive what do we call it? Pilot episode this weekend for another podcast. So if you're a part of the Patreon under the $5 tier, that will drop and you will get to listen to a possible new show. Mm-hmm. Speaking of the $5 tier, our mailbag episode is there. Remember that one? We talked about it. We did it.
Oh, yeah.
Go listen to that. Everyone was there.
was.
It was great. If you haven't considered giving us more money, now's the best time to do it because the big, beautiful bill just passed and you're going to not have as much money in the future. So now's a great time to give it to us unless you're well off, in which case you'll probably have more money. So all that being said, I did ask some folks for questions, and then Cody's also going to tell us about an adventure he had. But one of the questions we got from the Discord, which you can be part of at patreon.com/fatal4pod, comes to us from Austin. Here's a wrestling question. I normally don't take wrestling questions, but who is a wrestler you really liked, but had such a bad gimmick it made you hate them? I will happily go first while people ponder this one. My answer is The Undertaker, because when I started enjoying and watching wrestling in 2001, the guy who came out to Limp Bizkit on a motorcycle was really fucking cool. And then he came back as Walker, Texas Zombie at WrestleMania 20, and I think I'd never liked him since. He eventually became a good wrestler in that time, but he had the spoopy gimmick for far too long. And now I just don't like him at all.
I don't know why, but the first thing that popped into my head was Super Crazy. Because I liked him before he was in the Mexicools. And then he came out on a lawnmower. And that was not great.
Could you imagine the Mexicools in wrestling today? They'd call up that team from NXT that wears masks real quick.
Yeah. That would be bad.
Wouldn't like that.
No.
What do you guys got?
The Fiend.
You really liked Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, I like Bray Wyatt, but I ain't like the.
You didn't like the gimmick?
Well, let me explain. So I like spooky shit. I like the whole thing about it, but it's especially evident now. Like when we look at the Wyatt Six, you can't book anybody like that, and that's why I don't like it, because they literally killed the whole roster. Remember that? And now what they doing? You can't go higher than that. I mean, that's something you build to. You just don't come out the gate with that, then you go back doing the fucking job in the dark matches and shit. I just don't like that. You know?
I thought of a better one. Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, but
I really like Alexa.
Like her, but don't like the gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that was almost my answer.
Bray Wyatt stuff.
That was almost my answer, but because of the way the question was phrased, it didn't make me hate her. It made me hate the gimmick.
Okay.
And now
Fair
she's
enough.
still around.
Yeah.
I genuinely do not like The Undertaker anymore.
Well, I don't
for
like
various reasons, including being a zombie for too long.
I guess similar to Alexa Bliss would be Nikki Cross's stint as Nikki ASH.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Because like I really like Nikki Cross, but but also like I mean that gimmick I was not a huge fan of, but it got really over with kids, if I remember correctly.
Her cash-in was really good.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
I called her Nikki ASS.
I mean, in that costume.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in similar veins to Paul's answer, like Kane for me was one of my favorite characters.
It's got to be
when
Kane.
I was younger, and I loved Kane. I liked even when he unmasked, but then it just like went on for too long, and I started getting tired of him. And then, of course, he went into politics, and now I hate him.
Remember when he would sometimes put the mask on, and then they'd keep it in a little case in the backstage area?
Yeah.
Fuck, that was terrible.
Corporate Kane. That's
I remember Ricky Saints Starks or whatever saying when he had his first tryout with WWE, he wrestled Kane, and he said that glove stank real bad.
Well, speaking of stinky fingers, Kody, you wanted to tell us about a little adventure you had.
Yeah, with the glizzies.
I did. No, there were no glizzies involved.
Oh.
So I mentioned earlier that I missed Night of Champions live because I was playing Pokemon Go. And where I was playing, I walked by this barcade, and I saw a sign in the window that said WWE Trivia this Tuesday. And I was like, huh, okay, that's cool. So I was with my girlfriend, Mackenzie, and I asked her if she wanted to go, and she was like, yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. So on Tuesday night, we went to trivia, and it was WWE themed, and it was a lot of fun. But I will say, so this is very clearly, so it's like a barcade. They do trivia every Tuesday night. I looked into the people that run it, and they host it every Tuesday. Most weeks there seems to be a theme. They've done like Friends and Simpsons and The Office, and they did stuff for Pride and like whatever. So I guess so. It's not like WWE is their forte, right? And the person hosting it, now I'll preface this by saying she was great. Like, she's fun and funny and cool. I talked to her a little bit after, and she's great. But the trivia was pretty bad. She self-admittedly was a lapsed fan. She said that all the questions were going to be Attitude Era because that's when she watched, and she doesn't know anything about current wrestling. And it's like, okay, fair enough. And the first question was, what year did the Attitude Era start? Which, it's pretty subjective, right? I mean,
I think the answer would be when Vince did the commercial.
Right? But some people... Sure, that's what people say. People also say, it's when they changed the logo. People say it's when Austin won the title at WrestleMania. People say it's when, Goldust came out in blackface. There's different moments that people point to as being oh, this is the Attitude Era. So I was like, it's just kind of a weird question. I went with 1997 and it ended up being right. So
close
I think
enough.
that is when Vince did. I think Vince did the promo in 97. So, but anyway.
That type of question would not fly at Griff's in Houston.
Right. So then, I wrote down most of the questions. I remembered most of them. One of them, the next one was who was the founding members of DX? Which I think I was the only person who got right.
People forget Rick Rude.
They forget Rick Rude. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then one of them was just write as many women's wrestlers as you can in 30 seconds. So I started writing. I was like, Lita, Trish, and then she was like, "Oh, you can use current day wrestlers too." And so then I was like, "Oh, okay." So I wrote
easy to start making people up.
That's the thing, right? Because I was like, "How is she going to fact check this?" Because she said she doesn't watch anymore. But I was like, "All right." So I wrote Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Sasha Banks and AJ Lee and whatever. So I think I got a lot of points from that.
You could have just wrote group names.
Because then I think at this point they gave a score tally, and I was winning by a significant amount. They did some other fun ones. They did they played music, and we had to guess whose theme it was. I only missed one. It was Lex Luger, but I'm like pretty sure it was a WCW theme, and she said that everything was WWE, so I was a little ticked at that. But anyway, now
They bought WCW, so
this was the funny part. This is about halfway through the trivia. The question was, who did Shawn Michaels last eliminate in the 1996 Royal Rumble?
oh, don't get me lying.
Any of you know?
Hell no.
Nope.
96?
Yeah.
No.
Damn. Okay. Well, I knew right away it was Diesel, and so I wrote that down, handed it in, and then the host comes up to me, and she like is like, "Hey, you clearly know your stuff.
You want to
It
come
was
back
Diesel, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Okay," because everyone else wrote British Bulldog, and I was like, "No, that was 95." And she was like, "That's what I thought," and I was like, "Yeah." And then she said that she Googled it, and Google says it was British Bulldog.
That's
I was
because
like,
Google
does
fucking
Google
sucks.
Hang on. Was it Google or was it like the AI thing that
Exactly.
Google has right now?
It's Google AI. So I was like, no, it was Diesel. So I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who got that one right. And she even pulled it up on YouTube and like showed it, played it for everybody.
Here's evidence.
So now here's where, okay, this is like where the questions get very ridiculous. The next one was, okay, she's going to name a wrestler and then you have to write what their name was before they became that wrestler. And I was like, okay.
I hate that.
So she goes, Kane.
Isaac
Now, what would all of you say?
Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, Isaac Yankem.
Well, he was technically Diesel before he was
fake
Kane.
Diesel.
You can't just keep writing Diesel.
So I was like, but here's my thought process. I was like, okay, it is Diesel, but I have a feeling she's going to think it's Isaac Yankem. So I wrote both. I don't know what I got credit for.
You wrote Isaac Diesel Yankem.
Well, I wrote Isaac Yankem DDS / Diesel. Oh, I also earlier during the music, she played Kurt Angle's theme, and I put Kurt Angle / the Patriot because I wanted to make sure. But anyway, and then she did Godfather, which what would everyone say for that?
I would say Mustafa or goddamn Papa Shango.
Right. Again, I was like,
Diesel.
I feel like I feel like she's going to put Papa Shango as the answer because that was the more well-known character. But like, it was Mustafa, the fighting machine.
Yeah.
So again, I put both. She, the other ones were all easy. Rock. It was like The Rock, which Rocky Maivia. She put Triple H, which like
Hunter
he was just Hunter Hearst Helmsley, which is like what Triple H stands for. So I was like, does that really count? But whatever.
And then
she read off
Terror Rising.
She read off
Paul Levesque.
She read off the answers, and sure enough, it was Isaac Yankem and Papa Shango. So I was like, I'm glad I put both. And then, she asked us to just write down as many heels as we could in 30 seconds, and I was like,
What?
Everybody.
that is
NWO.
right. I was like, everyone's been. What is the criteria here?
Except
Everybody
Rey
has been a heel.
Mysterio, but even he did it for a stint.
Yeah, right. I was like, so basically just write as many wrestlers? Like, if I put Rikishi, is she going to give me credit for that?
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway,
I hate this.
And then it was so bad. And then and then the next one was she's like, I'm gonna say a match, and you're gonna tell me who was in that match. What? And I was like,
how does that work?
Yeah, right. So then she goes, Iron Man match. And I go,
Iron Man.
well,
which Iron Man? What?
Yeah, right. I was like, excuse me, can you clarify? And she was like, oh yeah, just like the first one. Or no, sorry. First she was like, what? The most important one. I don't know about any others. Just like
most
the important
one.
And I was like, what? Okay, so
or you could have just, or she could have been like, who has been in the Iron Man match or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you got,
so I was like, all right,
writing down names already.
I think she's clearly looking for Sean and Brett, so I put that down. Next one was Hell in a Cell, and I was like, all right, we really need to clarify here. Is this the most famous one or the first? Because right, very different answers. She was like, no, just the first. I was like, okay, so I put Sean and Taker. And then one that I actually got wrong. This stumped me. Crybaby match.
Oh, that was freaking Jerry Lawler and somebody, I forget.
See, that's what I thought, but it wasn't.
Or was it the two announcers?
Nope. It was Razor Ramon versus 1-2-3 Kid.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because he had to wear the diaper and shit, right?
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. So that's not me. I put Jerry Lawler and Bret Hart, but then I was like, that was
the foot in the mouth match. Yeah.
And then the last one was Hollywood Backlot Brawl, which that was Goldust and
Piper and Goldust.
Yeah, so that was easy. She did like another music round. And then this was disappointing. Heavy AI involvement, because the next one was she pulled up a bunch of AI drawings of wrestlers and we had to guess who they were.
Say that again.
She pulled up. What?
Your Boston is showing.
What did she pull up?
A bunch of what? AI what?
AI drawings?
No, you took the R out. You added an extra R the first time. You said drawings.
Cleaned it up. You like,
what did I say?
And I like to do drawings.
AI drawings.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck you. Those were like easy. One of them was Dude Love, and I think most people put like Mick Foley, so I got some extra points there. Mm-hmm. It was like record holder for IC titles. That was Jericho. I almost said The Miz,
Jericho.
but
yeah,
it was Jericho. She asked for who was in the first ladder match, also separately from the other match question, which I thought was weird. But I again had to clarify, first televised one or.
Mm-hmm.
And she
hates you.
Televised. Yeah, definitely.
The house shows, because I know those two.
Yeah. Anyway, and then the last one. Now, this is what I always hate about trivia. They show the points. I am winning by a lot. I think I have 80 points. The next person has like 72 or something. The final question is going to be 2 questions. You have to get both right to get points, and you have to wager points.
That's dumb.
I hate that, right? Because now is bullshit. Like I've been dominating
things.
I've been dominating all this whole time, and
that's
if I just get Jeopardy, this one wrong, but that's bullshit.
That's why you don't wager too much. Gotta be smart
but that's
about
the thing, though. If I don't wager, and the next person wagers all of their points and they get it right, they're gonna win.
Yeah, you got to think about that.
So that's
so. Also, you're not coming back tomorrow to defend the crown. So
true, but I wanted to win. So the question ended up being. Also, I thought we had to wager before we answered, like in Jeopardy, but that was not the case. She gave us the question, and then we could decide what to wager. What? So, yeah. So it was who has the most Royal Rumble wins and who has the most Royal Rumble appearances. Anybody know?
Wins. I thought it was Stone Cold, but I don't know.
Yep.
Yay! I got one right.
And so I knew that right away because I was like, well, Kody has had 2, Orton's had 2, Cena's had 2. I don't think anyone's had more than that except Stone Cold. So I was pretty confident with that. Yeah. And then with appearances, I was like, the first name that jumped to my head was Kane, right? He's been in a ton of them. But then I was like, I feel like maybe Kofi or Dolph Ziggler surpassed him at one point.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it again, and I was like, this woman definitely doesn't know who Kofi Kingston or Dolph Ziggler are. So I feel like Kane is the safest answer regardless. So I answered Kane. I wagered all my points. I got it right. I won. I looked it up after. It is, in fact, Kane. So I was right. But I won. It was the first time I ever won a trivia. It was a great moment. I was very happy. I was very proud.
Congratulations.
Everyone else in the bar, I think, hated me. But
that's fair. Because you say drawings.
Yeah.
Drawings.
Drawings. What? I don't get it. What did I say wrong?
I hate that trivia. Like everything you told me about that, I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trivia should be. You should have one answer, and the question
too much
should
second get.
Should be
simple.
simple.
Too much second guessing.
But complex.
Mm-hmm.
And you should have to assemble a team that has their own expertise, and it should not be themed. I hate themed trivia.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I hate it. It's because I only play Griff style trivia. So like
Griff style.
Yeah, like that's the best way to do it because you're getting 10 questions, 4 rounds of random shit. So you have to have a team that knows random shit. And it's great.
I didn't really have a team. It was just me and my girlfriend who she wrote down the answers, but she did not know a single one. So Thanks, Mackenzie. But if I did, if I was doing non-themed trivia, I would definitely want a team. Because I don't know all the things. I know a lot about wrestling, but that's about it. Anyway, they're doing it again in like 4 weeks, so I'm thinking of going. I want a $25 gift card, so
Nice.
Gotta use it.
yeah, right. I could just go back and use that for food, and
And then win another one.
Yeah, you guys should all come. You got 4 weeks.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you there.
I would hate it. I would be so mad. Like, what are you doing? That's not a good question. Well, folks, it's that time of the pod where I have to say the thing and then the music plays. We didn't get all of it. But we'll try again next week, folks. Next week, we got so much to talk about because the weekend is all pay-per-view.
Oops, all pay-per-views.
Oops, all pay-per-views next week. And check out all the other podcasts. Hit us up on Patreon. Join us in the Discord. Have a great July 4th, if that's something you celebrate.
You've been listening to a Fatal 4 podcast. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts and visit fatal4pod.com for more episodes, merchandise, and info on the Patreon.
Damn. R.I.P. Regis Philbin. I had no idea.